In Acts chapter 6, verse 2, we find the disciples, the apostles, in a situation where they are needing to care for the needs of people and take care of their physical needs. Obviously, a high priority, obviously something that was close to the heart of Christ and that they would have picked up from him. But they had a slight problem. Their call was to do something a little bit different. And they say actually in that passage, we should not neglect the ministry of the word to wait on tables. And they knew that they had something that God had called them to, that God had uniquely prepared them for, that was of an even greater import than waiting on tables, or was their specific chosen role that God had for them to fulfill. And so they realized that and said, hey, we're doing something that's good, and we're seeing good things come from it, but we're not doing what's really important. We're not doing what we should be doing. I want to encourage you as a leader and as a gifted leader, you probably have many opportunities and many different things that you can get involved in. But I want to encourage you to slow down and make sure that you're only doing what God has called you to do. I know in my earlier years I would say yes to any extra speaking or outside of my own ministry or those kind of things. And now I say no, and I wait and see, is this something that God wants me to do? Or I don't say no right off the bat, but I ask, for some time to think about it and pray about it and talk it over with my wife and look at my schedule and see what God wants me to do in those situations. I've quit meeting with everyone that asks to meet with me. Otherwise, I'm no longer spending time studying the Word or spending the time in prayer like I should be. And then when I walk into my office, it seems like I love today. It's a Saturday, and I don't know why I look at my watch for days, but it's a Saturday, and I love it because I have one meeting scheduled and some ministry events tonight, but no one's going to probably walk into my office in the next couple hours, and I can do some of those things that I feel like God has called me to do. Make a video or two, spend some time reading and studying and preparing. But if I don't make time in my life for the things that are the best, then I get pulled in the direction of things that are urgent. This morning, I often wake up early, trying to be like Christ in Mark 1:35 while it's still dark, and I go out and pray on the beach. And even though it's February, it's nice and warm here in Okinawa, and so I do grab a blanket and I head out to the beach. One of the blankets that my daughter goes to bed with, so I have to take it off of her and put another one on her. But as I'm out there and I'm talking to the Lord and I'm thinking through my day and I'm praying for my friends and I'm praying for people in the ministry, my priorities seem so clear, and I think, oh, this is what I need to work on today. And when I come into the office, when I start to meet with people or somebody comes in to share a need, all of a sudden the things that I thought God wanted me to work on kind of get turned around and skewed and muddled, and I have to remember, oh yeah, these are the things that God has called me to do. This is what I know God wants for my life. And so I want to encourage you to take time to seek the heart of the Lord on a regular basis. Pray over your plans, pray over the things that God brings your way, and make sure that you're not sacrificing the best for the sake of the good, that you are focused on the things that are most important. Boyd Bailey has a book called Infusion, and I want to read just a piece from his little devotion kind of related to this topic. And he says this: right relationships many times will trump other good tasks or activities. Children are children for a season. Attending their ball games instead of going for another hour at the office is what's best. Parents are parents for a finite period of time. Sitting on the front porch with them and watching the grass grow is better than the occasional distant email or even a phone call. Physical exercise is important, but training in godliness is better. Meeting a project deadline is strategic, but listening to a person in distress may be the greater priority. Do not bow to the good when the best is waiting in the wings to dance. Dance with the best. The good will take care of itself. God's role is to handle the good while you focus on the best. It is a step of faith, but he can be trusted with the good and the best. Don't settle for the crumbs of the good. Instead, feast on the best. I especially like that. Dance with the best, and God will take care of the rest. When we focus on the best of what we can do, of what God has called us to do, he truly will take care of the rest. God's blessings on you as you seek to do the best in your life.